Hello and welcome. In today's episode, I'm going to show you a couple of random things on the inside of the house here because this is pretty much almost done. So we're going to be installing quick set door handles, and these are things that I bought from Home Depot. And also same thing with those hinges, same thing at Home Depot. The hinges were $10 for 3 of them. And then the quick set door handles were about $29 for the bedroom ones. And then for the outside ones were about $50, and then the deadbolt was I think $60. It was like 58, 59, something like that. And these are the instructions that come with the door handles, and we're not going to need any of that. And this is just how this works. It might be simple, but I just want to show you that's how you put the door handle on with that little key. I just want to show you how simple things are, and if you do even something so simple as this, if you do it yourself, you get a nice sense of accomplishment that you actually did something, and that can be like a stepping stone for you to doing bigger and better things. And see, that's the little stopper that you put. So installing door handles is really not that hard. It is a piece of cake. You can do it instead of hiring somebody and paying them $100, $200, $300 just to show up for the visit and do it for you. And then if you do it yourself, you just feel better because you accomplished something, and that can lead you to bigger and better things, and maybe you can build yourself a house from the ground up, kind of like what I'm doing here. And see, those hinges, I want them to match the color-wise, and that's the reason why I'm swapping out the ones that came with the door, which were like a shiny gold color, and these are the dark oil rub bronze color, so everything matches. From the faucets to the hinges to the door handles, and even the little door stopper is the same color. So that's what I wanted to do. And it's just testing and adjusting things to make sure your door opens and closes properly, and putting all the screws in is what you're seeing. So here now we're in the kitchen. We're going to be installing the door pulls. That's the little guy that I've made for myself, also from Home Depot. It's a little jig, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, a template that I've made of. So my holes for the door pulls are all in the same spot, so it's all uniform. And I put the door pull right there, and then I'm gonna put one underneath it. And you can put your door pulls wherever you like it, in the middle of the drawer or in the bottom right, like I'm doing. So that's just a personal preference. And if you see me shaking my drill like back and forth, going up and down, that's just me trying to get the hole bigger. That's if you don't have the drill bit, that's the proper size of the screw. So you just kind of shake it up and down just to make that hole a little bit bigger. That's all it is. So if you see me doing that, that's the reason why I'm doing it. So you put the screw in there from the back, and then all you do is just screw on the little door pull on the front. And the ones I get are always metal, because I have a weird thing about these things that I want them to feel good. The touch points in my house, I want them to be of quality. That's just how my brain works and how I like to do things. That's another shelf that's left over there. And see, then that's how it is. So it's very simple. I know to some of you this might seem silly, like why the heck are you showing me this? But at least you get a chance to see how the kitchen is turning out. That's granite. If you watch the episodes, I talked about how much that was. Same thing with those kitchen cabinets. I talked about how much those were. And that little tongue and groove on the sides of that pantry, and then that corner cabinet, because that's custom. You can also see how I did it and how much that cost if you look through the other episodes on the playlist on this little 720 square foot house. The light pendants that you see, I bought those from Lowe's, and those were very affordable, and they look pretty good. Those things were like $20 a piece or something like that, and they're pretty good. No complaints for something that is so budget. You don't have to spend $300-$400 on light fixtures, because for $20 I think that looks pretty darn good. And here all I'm doing is trying to center from top to bottom, and then from left to right. And once I find the center, I drill the hole from one side. Sometimes I drill it from the other side. Then I do my whole shaking the drill bit. See, just going up and down a little bit just to make it a little bit bigger. And then I just put the screw from the back and put the door pull or drawer pull in front of it. Just hand tighten it. So simple stuff. It's not rocket science, and like I keep repeating, I just want people to realize that a lot of this you can do yourself. You just have to take the first step, and you have to have enough courage to know that sometimes you will fail, sometimes you will make mistakes like I do. Nobody's perfect, but you can get it done. And even something as simple as this. I mean, some people might be looking at this like, oh, look, he's installing door pulls. But a couple months ago, there was nothing here. It was just dirt. And now I have walls, I have windows, I have a roof. And there's a house that's pretty much almost done. And I still have to do a couple of things. You can see one of the plates on the outlet. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail because that was not on the shelf. So I had to order that off the internet. But the other outlet covers I bought just straight off the shelf from Home Depot. And those things are about $5, $6, $7, depends which ones you get. Even more expensive if you get the bigger ones. But the plastic ones that you see on the wall, on that corner cabinet, that one of them is not wood, it's plastic. Those things are cheap. Those are like 99 cents. They're literally dirt cheap. So that's how it's looking. So you can see me here. This doesn't take long, but you try to line everything up so it's uniform looking. And like I said, if you get the door pulls, get the ones that are metal so they feel good, they don't feel cheap. And the door pulls here, I bought them in a combo pack, and it was 10 of them for like $22. So they're about $2.20 each. You can buy cheaper ones, but the cheaper ones are just pure plastic. So just keep that in mind. And then we'll see more shelves over there. And I just like the touch points, as I stated, to be a little bit better. So you feel the quality, that the metal, when you touch it, it's cold. I mean, to me, it matters. To some people, it might not, but that's just how my brain works. And I'm just showing you and telling you basically all the little things of what goes into doing such a thing. And that's the lower corner cabinet. Those little doorknobs or pulls or whatever, they get pulled on both sides. And even something as silly as this, if you buy 10 of them for $22, 20 of them for $44, and so on, it adds up. So in construction, you have to be very careful on what you buy, because sometimes you buy a quantity of something and the cost can sneak up on you. It's like, damn, I spent $400 on door pulls, or I spent $600 on door handles and deadbolts for the doors. And this is usually what happens. So you might look at it, it's like, oh look, it's only $30, but if you have to buy 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 of them, it all adds up, and it adds up pretty quick. So I keep repeating that in my videos, that if you're planning a house build, take my advice and try to do it on a humble, conservative way. Because if you go overboard with upgrades, I'm telling you, money is going to flow out of your account like crazy. You're going to look at your checking statement like, wow, where did I spend $5,000, which I barely done anything. So that's just what happens in construction. It's just once money starts flowing for all these little things, it really starts going. And a lot of people don't talk about that, and then a lot of people are not aware of that. And this is just what happens. It sneaks up on you, and the worst thing that can happen to you if you're trying to build a house is when you run out of money. So you definitely don't want to do that, because then you got stress and drama that your house build it gets crazy and stressful for you. And this is one of the reasons why I made the channel, so you can avoid that kind of situation. And see, here's the fridge going in. Just try to be gentle and smooth. Obviously, it's just the fridge. I still need to put the handles on it. And that's pretty much straightforward. The opening for the fridge is 36 inches. And that fridge was a little bit smaller. That package, and this is just putting the template for the microwave. If you're curious how to see a true microwave install full, because you're not going to see this in this video, it's just a little bit of it, you can check out my cabin series, and that's where I just basically literally do everything from start to finish. This is the upper template. It just shows you where to drill and how to mount the bracket to hold the microwave in place. But by the way, those appliances, I caught a double dip sale that I keep talking about to some of you guys from time to time. That means that you can get a holiday sale and a manufacturer sale, both of them at the same time. So the package of these appliances I got for about $1,800 with change, and it included the refrigerator, the range, the microwave, and a dishwasher to the left where you see the opening. And see, that's what comes out of that. You just drill. That hole that I drilled is for the cord for the microwave. And here's the bracket. This is where most of your weight sits. The microwave weight sits on that. And I use the cabinet screws to secure it. So I actually don't use the screws that came with the package with the microwave. These screws, I like them better because they bring that piece of metal in tight against the drywall. And then you put a little level on it, make sure everything is level, and everything looks good. And here you can see kind of how you do things by yourself. So it can be done. I'm not a big guy, I'm not super strong, but you can get it done. And if you have another person helping you, then you're way ahead of me, and it's going to be a heck of a lot easier on you. Because with this, you can see it's not exactly easy. You do have to struggle a little bit. But you put that microwave in there on an angle, and then you just lift it into place, and then you put the bolts through the top, and you'll see me doing that here in a second or two. So the microwave install is fairly easy. Just watch your foot so you don't break your granite. So just be gentle with everything. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching.